equipes agressivas que fizerem 10 kills, ó, já consegue alcançar como se tivesse levado ali aquela vitória. Então a gente tá vendo aí também o nosso mapa, a ordem de mapas MD5 com 2 Sunrock, hein, Lorde?
É bem interessante aí. São 2 Sunrock hoje, né? Nós teremos Erangel, Sunrock Miramar e Sunrock e Erangel, né? Iremos abrir aí os trabalhos com Erangel, finalizaremos ali com Erangel e 2 Sunrock, que promete muito, porque sabemos que nossas equipes aí, principalmente eu vejo muito aí o perfil da equipe da Alpha 7, que se dá muito bem dentro do mapa de Sunrock, assim como o Miramar também, né? Ontem a equipe da Seven Elements conseguiu jogar muito bem, fez aí o dobradinha, conseguindo fazer 2 quedas interessantes, um total, para você ter ideia, Júlia, em 2 quedas eles fizeram só de kill 28 abates.
Sim.
E lembrando que nós estamos com equipes aqui que estão invitadas para o Mundial, então assim, é uma quantidade muito considerável aí de kill, que é uma equipe que o tempo todo estava buscando ali o confronto mesmo, os abates ali. Então, como eu disse ontem com a Caia, eu vi uma equipe que trabalha em bloco, avança 2 seguram, aí esses 2 que estão na frente faz um frente, o outro já dá o suporte, porque se ele vier a ser nocauteada ali, já tem quem pode fazer o revive, mas os outros 2 players que estão, vamos supor, um pouco mais atrás, já consegue se aproximar e dar um abafo que, assim, é uma coisa surreal. A queda que eles fizeram de Sunrock, onde eles fizeram lá os 16 abate, teve uma hora que eles estavam na trocação com a equipe da INCO, que o Gogobot conseguiu levantar o Divine por 3 vezes, e enquanto estava chegando o terceiro player ali para poder dar o suporte. Então, assim, uma equipe que a gente precisa prestar bastante atenção neles aí.
Com certeza. Não é à toa que eles ficaram aí na liderança, que eles dominaram 2 mapas. Então a gente tem que ficar de olho, as equipes brasileiras têm que ficar de olho e aproveitar desse campeonato para tentar ali aquele treino e bater de frente, né, com essas equipes que a gente tá vendo que estão trazendo muita agressividade e estratégias, né, Lorde? Porque as estratégias, a gente tem aquelas estratégias que valem muito a pena dar uma estudada, né, ver se combina com o seu jogo ou não, bater de frente com o adversário. E eu tô ansiosa para ver como é que vai ser o dia de hoje, porque a gente teve algumas equipes que não jogaram ontem, né? A própria Loops, se eu não me engano, mais outras 2 equipes que estavam zeradas no nossa tabela, né? Então hoje vamos ver se vamos voltar com todas essas equipes para saber se a nossa tabelinha vai ter uma mudança, né? Aquela mudança de cadeiras ou não. A gente teve a INCO, né? Sendo a melhor equipe brasileira no dia de ontem. Eles ficaram no top 6. Não conseguiram vitória, mas estão ali aparecendo com maior constância e tudo mais. Quero ver a equipe da IG, da Inf, A7, Lupus brilharem hoje também.
Iremos ver aí as equipes BRs brilhando, mas temos ali também FALCONS, que ontem jogou muito bem, REINCE Esportes, que deu trabalho, aí no Ripe também. E aí na tela para você ver, metagoogle.tech. Baixa lá no seu Android ou na loja iOS, ou acesse pelo site www.metagoogle.tech, onde você vai se interagir. É uma comunidade lá, você tem muitas informações a respeito de todos os assuntos, entretenimento, jogos e por aí vai. E lá também tem as transmissões. Hoje nós estamos com 3 transmissões simultâneas, em espanhol e inglês, e nós aqui no BR, fazendo aí, acompanhando as nossas equipes. Então, baixe o aplicativo e fique por dentro, conhece a Meta Google aí, para você se interagir melhor. É mais uma ferramenta que chega para a gente poder interagir, principalmente no nosso cenário de esportes e esportes, Júlia.
Exatamente. Então, a gente trouxe esse aplicativo para todo mundo, né, concentrar as informações em um só lugar e você ficar por dentro de tudo que está rolando no nosso cenário de esportes, das transmissões. E é um ótimo apoio aí também para os nossos joguinhos, né? Que de joguinhos a gente sabe que a gente gosta muito. E é claro, né, para reunir todas as informações que a gente fica sempre buscando, né, Lorde? Então é um ótimo aplicativo também.
É isso aí, é o que você vai acompanhando com a gente, que é um oferecimento e apoio aí da metagoogle.tech. Lembrando que nós temos as transmissões em inglês e espanhol também, acompanhando as equipes. E aí lembrando que nós temos as equipes BR e também temos a Team QUESO, que é a nossa equipe aqui, os hermanos, né, que são a equipe Latam, que também conseguindo aí a vaga para a PMGC. Então teremos o nosso continente sul-americano bem representado lá e esperamos ver essas equipes classificadas, passando a fase de grupos e entrando ali já para poder disputar as finais. Não precisando passar para repescagem, mas lembrando que tem ali, se caso não forem bem dentro dos dias ali de qualify, tem a repescagem ali para quem sabe conseguir uma das vagas para ir para a final, e aí veremos aí as equipes disputar, né, Júlia?
Com certeza. E a gente quer ver isso, né? O cenário Latam brilhando. Eu tô com um mosquitinho aqui que tá vindo na minha cara toda hora. Tô tentando disfarçar, mas tá difícil. Enfim, a gente tem aí a QUESO, a gente vê outras equipes. Eu tava até com a tabela aberta aqui, né? Aquela nossa colinha de sempre. A própria equipe da N-Hyper, que também tava jogando, né? As Américas. A N-Hyper tá também no Mundial. Ela conseguiu a vaga também pela sua região, se eu não me engano, foi pelo PMGC Points. Então, também é uma equipe que tá vindo agressiva. Não se saíram tão bem assim nas Américas, assim como a QUESO, mas a gente sabe do nível de bala que ambas as squads, né, ambas os players trazem pra gente. A gente vai vendo hoje também. E por enquanto, né, enquanto a nossa queda não começa, você vai dar algum predict hoje, Lorde?
Júlia, estão conhecendo as equipes aí, a equipe da Seven Elements ali faz a gente pensar, que é uma equipe que ontem jogou muito bem, sabe, saiu à frente, mas ainda acredito nas equipes BR e eu vou torcer pelos BR, não vou zicar ninguém, não vou dar nome aqui, mas eu vou pelas equipes BR, porque eu espero que hoje eles consigam performar melhor aí do que foi o dia de ontem, e vamos acompanhando. E lembrando que teve a equipe da Alpha 7 sendo campeã da Sudão, teve um campo em que eles participaram e ontem eles foram campeões. Então, quem sabe vem com essa energia boa aí e possa nos surpreender nesse dia de hoje aí. E aí, lembrando, estamos aqui, cada um tem a sua torcida, tem os seus favoritos, é a equipe predileta, mas nós estamos defendendo uma bandeira que são a nossa, né, os brasileiros aí, e nesse ano são 5 equipes que estarão no Mundial, né? Tivemos ano passado 3 equipes e esse ano classificamos com 5 equipes, esperamos que possamos passar com o maior número de equipes aí para essa parte final aí do nosso Mundial, Júlia.
Exatamente. Inclusive, eu não escutei o que a produção falou. Você escutou, Lorde?
Um pouquinho, acredito que daqui a pouquinho já teremos o start aí da primeira queda lá de Erangel, e aí nós iremos acompanhar.
Informações privilegiadas aqui, né?
Sim.
Inclusive, eu vou seguir essa mesma lógica de você, né, que eu quero ver as equipes brasileiras brilhando no dia de hoje, né? Brilhando nesse aquecimento para a PMGC. E como a Lupus não jogou ontem, vamos ver se eles vão jogar hoje, né? Se eles entrarem, quero ver se eles vão sair bem nessa primeira partida. Inclusive, para tentar buscar ali, né, o top, né? O topo da nossa tabela.
É o que nós iremos acompanhar aí. Espero que as equipes vá bem. E se a Lupus conseguir entrar, é mais uma equipe aí que consegue ter coesão dentro do mapa de Erangel, principalmente ali pela região em que eles trabalham próximo dos túneis ali, aquela área de shelter, e eu vejo também uma Lupus bem eficaz dentro do mapa de San Roque, né? Miramar ainda fica aí a equipe da Alpha 7 que tem boa representação ali. Nós vimos ontem a equipe da N-Riper junto com a equipe da Elements dando muito trabalho. Vimos também a equipe da INCO dando um certo trabalho. O Squash, ele se fez ali de NPC por uma boa parte no final da queda, ficou intacto e segurou um segundo lugar, né, aí para a equipe da INCO, que foi bem interessante. Veremos hoje e queremos ver as equipes conseguindo trocar mais. Ontem, no que nós telamos e acompanhamos aqui, Júlia, vimos o Senna e o Senab dando muita bala, ajudando seus companheiros ali, e o Carrilho um pouco mais agressivo. Então, acreditamos que veremos mais Carrilho e mais Senab hoje, e ali o Mafioso fazendo aquele trabalho ali junto com o Revo ali de contenção, de suporte, mas temos aí os 2 players que conseguem também. Apesar que dentro da equipe da Alpha 7, os 4 players conseguem desempenhar muito bem cada função, né? Se precisar fazer suporte, faz. Se precisar fazer frente, eles conseguem fazer o scout ali também, eles conseguem. Assim nós também vemos das demais equipes. Mas a equipe da Alpha 7, eu vejo que cada um ali tem o seu protagonismo. Parece que cada mapa, cada um deles ali tem uma função um pouco diferente do que é o da queda anterior. Às vezes vemos carrilho mais avançado dentro de Erangel, quando vem para San Roque ele já trabalha um pouco mais ali de suporte, aí já tem um destaque ali do Revo e do Mafioso também. Aí veremos como que vai ser hoje, né? Queremos ver as equipes saindo bem aí nas quedas de hoje.
Com certeza. Estratégias que se ontem não deram tão certo, vamos ver se eles corrigiram para hoje, né? Não é à toa que a equipe da Alpha 7, eles estão ali naquela 13ª colocação, mas eles já vão vindo com 12 abates. Eles têm 14 pontos, então 12 pontos é apenas de kills. Eles estão vindo ali naquela agressividade e vão aí tentar encaixar até o endgame, né? E aí sim pontuar pontos por posição também. Diferentemente, ali a gente vê até mesmo das equipes que estão acima dele, jogadores da equipe da NIGMA, por exemplo, da INTENCE, que tem maior número de posição e menos kills. Então, tentam trazer ali aquela constância, né, o equilíbrio. Então, bora ver, porque às vezes, né, tem que chegar no endgame também, né, Lorde? 10 pontos ali da vitória, e somando de 10 em 10, ou então de 6 em 6, soma bem também.
Ajuda bastante, é aquilo que a gente estava falando. Acaba que hoje o jogo equilibrou muito essa questão de posição e quantidade de kill. Tem equipe que consegue fazer bastante kill, mas cai muito cedo, né? Cai ali na 7ª, 8ª colocação, apenas um ponto. E aí tem equipes que conseguem chegar dentro do endgame e que faz uma média de 8 abates, mas aí soma 5 de posicionamento, 6 de posição, até uma mesma win de Kendiner, e com isso vai somando. Então, acaba que eu acredito, Júlio, que equilibrou bastante. Antes a gente via aquelas equipes que eram agressivas e aquelas equipes que trabalhavam estratégia, né? Vamos segurar, fazer o Winnet Kendiner, tinha maior pontuação, ali com a média de 5, 6 abates, e com isso ia até o final. Onde outras equipes que conseguiam fazer bastante kill, mas não tinha bom posicionamento, caiu ali em 7º, 8º, às vezes 9º, 10º colocado. Mas agora acredito que tem aí vamos dizer assim, uma média boa para trabalhar ambos, né? Tanto colocação quanto a quantidade de kill também, né?
A diferença fica menos grotesca, né? Fica menor, então vai dar aí para alcançar nas kills. Por isso que a gente fala que a agressividade nesse novo sistema ficou maior entre as equipes justamente para buscar ali diminuir essa distância, né? Já que de uma posição para outra agora são pouquíssimos pontos, né? Então dá para correr atrás, dá para ter esse equilíbrio e realmente fica muito mais fácil para os jogadores se igualarem em questão de pontuação com essa pontuação que tá agora. Inclusive, ó, o pessoal tá colando agora no chat, porque a transmissão já foi ao ar, está ao vivo, e todo mundo chegando aqui, mandando suas torcidas. Torcida pra Inf e pra 7 está em peso aqui, viu?
Galera chegando em peso, né?
Já chegaram mandando todos os seus coraçõezinhos roxos, coraçãozinhos laranja e preto. Então, se você tá aqui acompanhando, já deixa aqui a sua torcida. Não esqueça de compartilhar a live. Poste lá a sua torcida. Olha, tô aqui torcendo pra 7, tô aqui torcendo pra Inf. Vamos que vamos trazer essa energia positiva, né, não, Lorde?
É isso aí, principalmente torcendo pelos nossos BRs aí, rumo ao Mundial, nesse treino focado aí na PMGC e as demais equipes. Então, galerinha que tá com a gente no chat, já compartilha lá, convida geral, né? A gente tá nessa tarde, lembrando que é uma transmissão simultânea, então a gente tem tanto ela em inglês quanto em espanhol, e a gente aqui em português também. Começamos aí a partir do meio-dia, iremos acompanhar essas 5 quedas. Então, passaremos essa
parece
tarde,
que não sabe
né,
que tem o
pode fazer ali equipes. Aí você já vai ver que já
buscar
estamos na
eliminações da
segunda
equipe.
queda. Nós tivemos um pequeno probleminha aí com a transmissão, daqui a pouquinho nós iremos já acompanhar ali as equipes, já tem bala já acontecendo, se eu não me engano, eu vi a equipe da INCO já aparecendo por ali. Então, compartilha com a turma aí pra gente poder acompanhar essa transmissão, e você vem chegando, baixa o aplicativo também da Meta Google, que é aí o nosso apoiador da 8R Star Cup. Vamos, que vai acontecer bastante coisa, e a gente quer ver as equipes dando muita bala aí, Júlia.
Com certeza. Então a gente teve esse probleminha agora no início, mas ainda assim já estamos voltando. E inclusive, né, quero ver principalmente as San Roques, porque as San Roques pegam bastante fogo. E olha, no dia de ontem, para você que não acompanhou, tem todas as informações lá no Instagram da 8VA Esportes, que é a organização que está promovendo esse evento da 8R. Sempre tem esses. Ano passado tivemos um campeonato nesse nível mundial também, que foi incrível de acompanhar. Tivemos muitas equipes jogando. E no ano passado, quem levou essa vitória foi a Alpha 7. A Alpha 7 foi campeã no ano passado, com a line que tinha o Mythic, o Mafioso, o Sueguin, o Carrilho e o Revo, e eles foram gigantes, realmente. Inclusive, a gente vai ver se eles vão trazer aí esse campeonato de novo ou não, se vai dar espaço para outras equipes. E a gente tem aqui também, se eu não me engano, acho que a própria. Acho que. Achei. O MVP foi o Mythic, que na época estava jogando pela Alpha 7. Vamos falar aqui também dos nossos MVPs, porque tem a disputa também pelo melhor player da competição. E no dia de ontem, né, tivemos o destaque que foi o Goku Bot da Seventh Element. Então, a equipe brasileira, o Mythic ainda não brilhou porque não jogou ontem. Vamos ver como que ele.
Pasa desapercibido Goku Bot.
Yo creo que haría lo mismo en el lugar
Sin
de
lugar a
Goku.
dudas.
Es un top 3 de partida, voy a
Sí,
tratar
sí,
de que
sí.
se
Pero sí, tenemos a un gran representante como es nuestra comunidad florense, que es INCO, y que bueno, merece tener por lo menos y lo que está en la América. No estuvo
este tremendo evento. Ay, ay. Pegando, obviamente fue un equipo que nos dejó Américas. Podemos decir que se cayó un poquito a pedazos, ¿no?
Sí, sí. No. ¿Contra quién, compañera? La SM.
No lo vi, pero bueno.
Está, está eliminado en
No.
cualquier slot, claro. Tiene el ranking.
Ah, está complicado.
Sí, sí, sí.
Como primer equipo eliminado.
Mientras siguen la partida, imagino que debe ser Genesis. Está en una
estamos viendo acá a los chicos de... Y quizás, bueno, ya se limpiaron a la... Pudieron recuperar a 2 de sus compañeros, pero no fue lo suficiente. Y ahora vemos que...
Estoy sintiendo tan alejado del equipo de Influence. Me agrada lo que veo. El NASR, bueno, RUKH, que está Pellboy, que caerán toda prifata.
Complementar Kayoshi.
Está bueno, me gusta lo que veo, ¿no? Similares por la vía, como NT, una pequeña mueca. Bueno, el NASR, el tag de...
Oye, de alguna forma yo no sabía
Ahí va.
pasarle a los chicos que me estaban pidiendo, así que veremos por qué canal estaremos pasando y apenas...
muita atenção por enquanto, vai focando nos jogadores da equipe da REINCE, porque eles estão mais próximos, estão numa trocação ativa ali, 2v4.
A infelicidade ali de uns 4 abates, eles estão aí já fazendo 4, e parece que não. Demais colocações que tem ali menos pontos, né, pra equipe.
Que no va ante la lógica, sino que se detiene a esperar unos metros atrás, oculto dentro de esos contenedores, para debilitar a aquellos equipos que quieran meterse por su terreno. Es una buena forma de defenderse. Lo que no sabe INTENCE es que no hay condiciones para que los rivales puedan avanzar por su terreno. De hecho, hay un INCO que va tan lento porque no sabe por dónde rotar. Hay otros que ni siquiera tienen vehículos, como lo que está pasando con NB dentro de ese casilla. Ya le rompieron todo lo habido que tuvieron. Y va a ser muy difícil en este momento. Parece tal vez en un cierto punto una...
We saw part of the discovery there. It's 7E. Still going to be sitting out to received some chaos there from the guys from Genesis. Now this is an interesting engagement. Trying to pop that off and go onto the right hand side. Master Key is going to be the next victim here if he's not careful enough. Little boy exposed himself a little bit too much there. He's back into the lobby. But that is a glowing weapon. That's a beautiful weapon. Skin from Lord. That's a beautiful touch. Beautiful spray with the AKM all the way to the left side. Lord totally forgot. There's more ops around as well. And he's going to be knocked away. It's down to 2. Federal and Shawsky. We saw Shawsky do an amazing job.
Vamos acompanhando.
Tem visão ali. Não, tem uma visão ali pequenininha, conseguiu conectar ainda assim os headshots, mas tomou também uma evolução muito boa por parte de jogador da Brute Force. Então os dois têm que gastar recursos agora. Enquanto isso, a gente tem essa recentemente ainda aparecendo no vídeo, só que agora encontrando jogadores brasileiros. O Becker foi finalizado, mais uma kill na conta deles, eles já estão com 11 abates e a gente ainda tá na 4ª safe.
A gente vai acompanhando. Já tem mais um play da equipe da Brute Force, ele sendo nocauteado. Aí o One vindo pra cima. Agora é o Squash que vai ficando solo pela equipe da INCO. Segurar ali o posicionamento. A equipe da One já tem um total de 6 abates. São 5 equipes agora. Já estamos na 4ª safe zone, entrando aí pra esse endgame com as 5 equipes. Gênesis de Alinda de pé. Você tem a equipe da INCO, a equipe da NB também, A1, Brute Force. E aí nós vamos vendo também a equipe God, mais uma eliminada. Já tem 12 eliminações ali. Aí você acompanha.
As equipes Perdão, as equipes estão acelerando muito o ritmo mesmo, né? São 5 equipes, a quarta safe vai fechar ainda, quer dizer, vai fechar pra quinta no caso, né? Então, isso, boa parte aqui é responsabilidade da equipe da Seventh Elements. Eles que aceleraram desde o começo, eliminaram muitos jogadores e, consequentemente, muitas equipes. Mas agora a Influence Rage tá ali de olho, buscando pixel. Kaios que tem informação que tem o jogador no gás e parece que o Bolt não vai sair tão facilmente.
Já vai marcando aqui o Kaios à distância, sabe que tem um player mais à frente. Tomando agora bastante dano nessa eletromagnética. Nossa mãezona vai se encarregando de dar um trabalho ali pro Bolt. Ele que não vai entregar essa kill ali pro Kaiowski. Ele deve entregar pro mapa, mas não na mão do Kaiowski. A equipe da Influence Rage que tem ali o total de 3 abates. Então, dominado ele tem o posicionamento do Squash e também a equipe da Influence Rage com o Kaiowski. E o Lauk vai mudando um pouquinho ali já esse posicionamento, né? O Lauk, pelo que parece, tá bem na beirinha ali das águas, né?
Então, ali eles estão pelo kill, vão provavelmente seguir nesse caminho ali, porque tem uma leve negativa para os jogadores que estão em cima do morro. Mas olha só isso, a gente tá vendo mais uma vez no endgame. Tanto a Savage Element quanto a Genesis e o jogador solo dando muito trabalho pra A1.
A gente vai acompanhando por aqui. Merton Boy. Ainda com um pouco de HP indo pra cima com a sua DBS. Tentando buscar ali os nocaute, vai dando trabalho pra equipe da A1. Aquela trocação, quando você vai vendo o Splash entregando a sua kill pra zona eletromagnética, caindo aí em 5ª colocação. E nós temos a equipe da Influencer Age ainda de pé. Aí o Lau tentando pegar ali do Gogo Boy, já vai sendo nocauteado. Só o Kaelvis que agora vai ficando de pé. A Seven Element aí indo pra cima. Gogo Boy ali pegando mais um abate. Ele que tem na conta aí um total de 5. Divino ele fazendo 6. Boni pra cima. Agora é 4x1. Aí o One ainda tem um player de pé, vem trabalhando ali atrás do muro. Vem encostando o time de 4 ali próximo dele. E por tentando pegar, vai tomar a bala ali das costas. Consegue deitar ali, Gogo Bot, vai marcando ele. Aí você vai vendo a equipe da Seven Elements indo pra cima. Aí buscando a winner de quem dinner nessa, que é a 3ª queda aqui no mapa de RUKH, fazendo nada mais nada menos que um total de 16 abates. É o que você falou, Kai. Eles ditaram toda a queda aqui de RUKH nessa que nós acompanhamos, que foi a 3ª.
É até, assim, triste ver que as equipes brasileiras estão sofrendo nas trocações contra eles, mas é bonito ver uma equipe jogando tão bem assim, de uma forma tão, como eu falei, tão sintonizada. O jogador Goku Bolt deu um suporte muito grande para os seus companheiros, ele healou, não lembro qual que era agora, mas healou um dos seus companheiros 2 vezes seguidas no meio de um confronto e ainda conseguiu pegar os abates para cima dos jogadores da INTENCE Game. Agora no final, ele falou, não, pode avançar que eu marco aqui, sabia, passou a informação de onde estava o jogador da equipe da FALCONS, né, que tava restante ali, não, da A1AB, perdão. Isso. A1AB. Ele sabia, deu a informação de onde tava e ficou marcando ainda, então quando o jogador tentou abrir pra ir de DBS pra cima do outro que rushou, ele falou, relaxa que eu tô aqui, cravado, deu spray, conseguiu garantir, ele ficou com 5 ou 6 eliminações, mas é um jogador
veremos ali com a relação das equipes, mas nada mais, nada menos que a equipe da Seven Element fazendo 26 pontos aí nessa 3ª queda, e é o que você falou, eles já vêm dentro dentro do endgame ali, tanto a equipe da A1AB, a equipe da Seven Elements, e também tivemos a equipe da Genesis também dando um trabalho aí nas demais quedas. Queremos ver ali as equipes BRs também disputando essas próximas 2 quedas que virão para competir ali e de flanco mesmo de igual para igual nas trocações dentro ali do endgame. Olha para você ver a quantidade de danos ali que a equipe da Seven Elements aplicando, com a quantidade de kills. Já retornamos aqui, eu, Lorde Bravo, junto com a Júlia Brant. Teve a primeira queda, ela aconteceu dentro do mapa de energia. Nós iremos começar a acompanhar a partir da segunda queda, que é Miramar, e aí você já vê a figurinha estampada. Daqui a pouco a produção irá nos falar quem foi a equipe que ganhou a primeira queda. Foi a equipe da RUKH, a equipe da RUKH aí ganhando assim, a primeira queda dentro de Erangel. Daqui a pouco teremos mais informações estatísticas como foi essa primeira queda, mas nós iremos acompanhar a partir de Miramar, Júlia. De RUKH. Chegamos, vamos dizer bem, aí na metade desse primeiro dia, desse total de 5 quedas. Acabamos de acompanhar aí RUKH. Daqui a pouquinho teremos Miramar e fecharemos o dia aí com Erangel. 2 quedas aí para as nossas equipes BR poderem se recuperar, cara, daquela respirada e conseguirem aplicar aí e vermos mais os nossos players BR dentro desse endgame aí.
Quanto em inglês e
a gente até tá vendo as equipes brasileiras chegando no endgame, mas não tem muitas eliminações. E assim, o problema não é nem chegar no endgame, o problema é chegar no número de kills que a equipe da 7 Elements está conseguindo. Eles conseguiram agora 26 pontos, o Enemy ficou com 14, o Brute Force 8, assim como a NB era a Influence Rage, assim como a Influence Rage. Falcons ficou com 6, REINCE
até então, que pelo que parece, são 2 Miramar. Mas daqui a pouquinho a gente vai saber melhor a respeito. Mesmo que seja Miramar ou que seja RUKH, o importante é as equipes darem um espetáculo.
Que não é Loops, é a NB.
Como elas sabem fazer. Torcemos aqui para os nossos BRs, queremos ver a Alpha 7, queremos ver a Inf, e aí quem sabe não rola aquele vermelhão ali entre a Alpha 7 e a Inf, ou terá que teremos outras equipes que irão cair para aquela região, né, Júlio? Acompanhamos aí de mais uma queda, né, e veremos como que vai ser, aquilo que você falou, aquilo da Alpha 7 ele fazendo um total de 5 com 4 abates, né, então assim, é muito dessa questão conseguir trabalhar as duas vertentes, eu acredito que talvez seja ali essa questão de algumas equipes ainda estarem em locos diferentes, aí tem essa questão da latência, o ping, que pode, de fato, e acaba prejudicando se não tiverem com essa questão de estar no mesmo servidor, mas uma distância muito grande, e com isso o SMS prejudicar um pouco, né, esse time das decisões ali a serem tomadas, e aí o que nós vamos acompanhando. 3 quedas já finalizadas, daqui a pouquinho teremos Miramar, iremos ver Erangel também desse primeiro dia aqui da nossa 8L Star Cup, esse evento especial com as equipes aí do nosso próximo
mundial, que nós vamos acompanhar aí já desse formato para as equipes, a gente vê como que elas vão para essas quedas, é aquilo que a gente estava falando no intervalo, conversando aqui, né, Júlia, a questão desse formato que já mais do que calejado que nós já conhecemos, outras equipes aí que trabalhar as duas vertentes, tanto o figurinha quanto o bom posicionamento, né, que é o que nós iremos ver, então esse é o formato,
conseguindo fazer
você falou muito interessante, para que nós aqui possamos ver as equipes que estarão em disputa com as equipes brasileiras. Conhecemos,
e ainda teremos mais 2 dias para a gente poder
Rage, Alpha 7, INTENCE,
tem player dele
mas queremos ver as outras equipes. Também, já não tem capa, vem fazendo ali o avanço. Vem luteando, tentando melhorar aí o Cat Thompson. Magrelinho já pra cá, já vai fazendo ali já o envio, quem sabe ali daquele aquele esqueirada. Mas na verdade esse aí a gente tá vendo um highlight de ontem. É aquilo que eu falei no intervalo lá. De fato aconteceu. O gol da bolha umas 3 vezes pra ver conseguir fazer. Essa trocação ele aí dentro da casa junto com a equipe da INTENCE. Fazer esse momento pra quem sabe da equipe da da REINCE, aí você vai vendo movimentações. Ele vai puxando lá todo jogo também. Você vai vendo a equipe vai puxando do outro lado. O Raymond vem se afastando. Eu acredito que o Beck ainda não saiu do carro ali, caiu porque o Adão que tá na parte do radial. Outros jogos aí, eles estão procurando dentro ali daquele intervalo, mas não dentro da aquela descansadinha aqui da A1B, a equipe da REINCE Esports, eles ficaram mais ou menos nos 25 segundos procurando o Beck. Teve play que rodou o muro, então da casa e ele só arrumando a distância.
Mas olha só isso, a gente tá vendo mais uma vez no endgame. Tanto a 7 Elements quanto a Genesis e o jogador solo dando muito trabalho pra ele.
Com certeza iria ser recebido a bala. Por aqui. Esse foi o momento que a equipe da Genesis também a trocação ali. Aí com o jogador de boy fazendo passou DBS. Muito estrago ali buscar nos locais, vai dar trabalho pra equipe da A1. Naquela trocação, enquanto você vai vendo o Splash entregando.
Pelo Rio, vão provavelmente seguir nesse caminho ali, porque tem uma live negativa para os jogadores que estão em cima do morro. Mas olha só isso, a gente tá vendo mais uma vez no endgame. Tanto a 7 Elements quanto a Genesis e o jogador.
Ele que tem na conta, tem um total de 5. Divina ele fazendo 6. Bone pra cima. Agora é 4x1.
Porque muitos momentos...
Aí o ANB ainda tem um player de pé, trabalhando ali atrás do muro, vem encostando o time de 4 ali próximo dele. E aí, pô, tentando pegar, vai tomar a bala ali das costas. Consegue deitar ali, gol do bot, vai marcando ele. Sim.
A DBS a gente sabe que
aí você vai vendo a equipe
um pouco maior, né?
da 7 Elements, ele que tem na conta tem um total de 5. Divina ele fazendo, mas as equipes vão fazer esse posicionamento, mas não deixam de buscar o confronto, né?
Mas se você erra
exatamente, tanto é que a gente tem 8 equipes vivas aí nessa quarta sexta, até um pouquinho mais devagar do que a primeira Miramar, eu diria.
Dá muito trabalho,
tem
né?
26 vivos,
a gente vai ver aqui da Brute Force também, esses são os melhores momentos da partida de ontem.
Da Brute Force tentando sobreviver, tomou um molotov que não teve como, pegou até na varandinha ali,
e nesse momento a equipe da 7 Elements eliminando a Brute Force. Mas as equipes vão fazer esse posicionamento, mas não deixam de buscar o confronto, né? Que ontem eu e a Caia nós acompanhamos.
Tanto é que a gente
você vê, né, o trabalho das equipes, a gente acompanha que elas vêm hoje do mesmo jeito agora de ontem e jogando melhores, que é o que pra gente tá falando ali, trabalhando o Rush ele ser melhor a 14. FALCONS, Genesis Esportes, né? 7 Elements tá indo pra cima dele, aí você acompanha a movimentação. Federal nocauteado, tem o Liu Boy mais abaixo, a equipe da vem chegando ali à frente, vamos ver se aproveita agora o Liu Boy, GS, nada de HP, ele já vem tomando da NB Esportes, que é um teco ali de DBS, que é a equipe da NB de outra região, juntou com a A1, servindo o Kaioski, esteja mais à frente, pela parte ali, trabalhando o push ali pra cima da NB, e a NASR ele vai mudar o posicionamento pra gente poder ver melhor. Sim, e aí com todo ali agora, né, cara? Nesse momento a gente vai acompanhando, é a terceira semifusão, as equipes vão fazer esse posicionamento, mas não deixam de buscar o confronto, né?
Equipes que não estavam jogando,
exatamente, tanto é que a gente tem 8 equipes vivas aí nessa quarta sexta, até um pouquinho mais devagar do que a primeira Miramar, eu diria, que ainda tem 26 vivos, mas de qualquer forma, muitas equipes ralfadas, agora o último jogador vivo da equipe da Brute Force tentando sobreviver, tomou um molotov que não teve como.
Ele vai mudar o posicionamento. E parece que não sabe que tem o player do back ali dentro do carro.
A tabela tá lá no site.
Ele tá esperando o momento certo de agir e pegou o veículo e puxou, só que agora ele acabou se disputando com o jogador da Falcons também, que sabe que tem gente dentro do veículo, né, provavelmente. Mas ainda assim ele não dá muita atenção por enquanto, vai focando nos jogadores da equipe da REINCE, porque eles estão mais próximos, estão numa trocação ativa ali, 2v4.
A gente vai acompanhando a equipe da REINCE indo pra cima, eles estão aí já fazendo. E parece que não sabe que tem o player do back ali dentro do carro.
Ele tá esperando o momento certo de agir e pegou o veículo e puxou, só que agora ele acabou se disputando pro jogador da Falcons também, que sabe que tem gente dentro do veículo, né, provavelmente. Mas ainda assim ele não dá muita atenção por enquanto, vai focando nos jogadores da equipe da REINCE, porque eles estão mais próximos, estão numa trocação ativa ali, 2v4.
A gente vai acompanhando a equipe da REINCE indo pra cima, eles estão aí já fazendo. E parece que não sabe que tem o player do back ali dentro do carro.
Ele tá esperando o momento certo de agir e pegou o veículo e puxou, só que agora ele acabou se disputando.
Got the PMGC slots all the way from North America, getting themselves the most PMGC points. So it's nice to see them here. And you know, playing Chiffon today, that's not something that I would normally see on the normal ground. But hey, if Chiffon is playing today, I'm taking it. To be honest, it's been quite a while since we saw, you know, Chiffon play this game. But Now he's been taken out. I'm kind of sad. But to be honest, Shifan, I believe in you. Not gonna lie. Anyway, STE looking to be out here in Camp Charlie with the side of NIPA. We do see GK first, or this time GK 17. On the top of the stairs, just anticipating peaks coming in through from STE there. Doesn't look like there will be too much trouble, at least not for the time being. We're looking to have completed all the hot drops that we seem to have earlier on in the game. Can already see Camp Alpha. It's pretty much just intense game left over there. And IPA looking to get started though. Getting a couple of actually do get eliminated or getting knocked out there as GK1701 does fall. It does look like FSS looking to push it from the side. Pre-fires coming in through with the DBS, and a couple of damage has been found, forcing that heal there as Wisdom falls back. And that is such a nice play coming through from Wisdom there. You know, you pretty much got the damage done, falling back a little bit. As you can see, Hyper looking so much for that thirst, but Raw trying to hold down his fort, but FSS from the side getting that knock, and the revive would be able to come up onto GK1701. Talk about the defense coming through from the side of Hyper. Intense game, as we did see earlier, completed their fight up there. Influence Rage were the only team that landed in boot camp, which is quite interesting. Not something that we see one too often. But out here in Paradise Resorts, we do have the players there from Genesis Esports looking to get started with NBA Esports and SPG. I think SPG are the one on the losing end on this one. They do have one player already down. Looking to make that one too, as yet another player does get knocked. But Snow, the man, the myth, looking to get himself at least one elimination or make that one knock. Getting shot out from behind, and down he goes. As players there from SPG down to just the one there in Arya, currently outside. Not too much of options left though, but here comes the third party from the side of NP as they do come in through. FST Boy trying to see if he can hold on the fort. Does get one of the knock there as Fist Boy does find himself with one sexy knock. West Carry, the last player left for the team. The pre-fires are good, but the shotgun to the face would be sending the players there from Genesis Esports back home. And here in Paradise, it will be the players there from NB Esports to reign supreme as they get themselves 4 eliminations to get started. You see quite a third party though. There's a lot of noise that have been made there in Paradise. So there's a lot of people that are looking to come through from outside to get themselves a little bit more of that elimination, as we see CFM looking outside trying to... Whoa! SPG also goes out. I really don't know how that player was spotted, but he was spotted. And that's what I was talking about the zone. We're pretty much down to 9 teams, and this is just the first zone. And this is what happens when there's a little bit of a hot drop going on, you know. There's a hot drop everywhere, everyone is dropping on everyone. You know, it gets very hard to stay alive type of thing. So this is going to be a very slow Sandhawk game. Maybe not the high-octane Sandhawk game that I would normally see. And to be honest, unless you've got a vehicle in this game, it's going to feel pretty lonely, you know. That's what they say, it's lonely at the top. But yeah, it's going to start to feel a little bit lonely when you're up there on top. So that's where, you know, all these teams will have to practice resilience, you know, resisting the urge to move too much. Because really, we all know that whenever that zone is this big and there's this much space, it becomes very hard to stay somewhere because you start to feel the need to move. Not being in any action, just want to make sure you're shooting or try to be informed. But anyway, speaking of being informed, we do see the side of CFM though, pushing up onto NB Esports out there in Paradise. So already looking like a fight that's going started. And to be honest, another fight we really cannot afford another fight right now. I'm trying to see how many teams go out before this first zone closes. As the first zone really is about to close though. But you know, we're already in zone 1 and we've already lost half the teams in the lobby. You know, that's well, almost half the teams in the lobby. Started off with 16 and now we're down to just 9. And then we're losing more teams still, as we still see that fight in Paradise still happening there. But anyway, that zone does move up again. Closes up quite nicely though, centers up all towards that eastern side. Looking to just be chilling out there. It's going to be favoring a little bit of Paradise Resort, so that's good. The other hand though, there is quite a number of fights that is going on everywhere. And really, there's 9 teams left, and looking at the way the zone is and the placement of all the teams, it does look like, you know, they will be able to take that fight and, you know, continue. or actually finish the game early. I feel like this is one game that might actually end before we even see it start, you know? Yeah, we're just anticipating the pushes that will be coming through. But as I said, the zone does look to be quite small or getting smaller, and all the teams really seem to be clustered up around that center of the circle. So you can just tell that it's like a whole fight galore. And really, given that there's 8 teams right now, it's going to be very, very hard, or not actually very. It's going to be a game that will probably finish very quickly. You know, everyone is heading towards that center circle, looking to you know, get into those engagements early on, not wasting too much time, which is to be honest, not bad for me. At least I know I don't have to wait for like 3 zones without any action before I start to see motion coming through from the team. So you know. We look forward to that. I did see 16 teams in the lobby, but I didn't see the side there of NIGMA Galaxy, and I know they're one of the teams that that were supposed to be in this lobby. Maybe I might have missed them though, but I saw we started with 16 teams, so it means every team is currently present here. Unless I'm actually mixing up my numbers. Oh, there's supposed to be 18 teams, but we only saw 16 come into the lobby. Now that makes a lot of sense now. That makes a lot of sense. We're missing at least 2 teams, and I think it is the players there from RUKH and also NIGMA Galaxy are the teams that we're missing so far. We're down to just 8 teams still. We're waiting. There's still quite, like, everyone is quite close to each other. We can already see the players there from RUKH ESPORTS taking a couple shots and jabs. Then FALCONS also looking to find a way into the zone. And one thing that I'm enjoying so far, like that I'm seeing that I'm enjoying, is the fact that the teams here aren't really using that vehicle meta here in Sandhawk. To be honest, the vehicle meta in Sandhawk has always been causing you know, a lot of ups and downs. Doesn't really work well for most of the teams. And I like the fact that the teams have just decided to take it slowly, and this time just rotate into the circle the old-fashioned way. Just try to walk it through, not doing too much, because you know, every time that we've seen the vehicles being used in Sandhawk, man, it usually leads to the downfall of plenty teams, right? So it's very, very crazy. But yeah, the shot's already coming in through with Puncher though, finding that beautiful spray onto the players there from A1. And this is where it starts to become very, very troublesome, because the FALCONS there, they've been watching, they've been waiting for this rotate coming through from the side of A1. And 2 players already down for the players there, or for the team there. For Puncher though, almost getting traded off there. But the RUKH will be playing a little bit of cover for the time being, as A1 ESPORTS looking for those shots, looking for the damage though. But FALCONS, they've got a little bit of a spread going on. We await the push, but that is going to be the trade coming in through. Sketch is the one to find one. Looking to get that flank angle and the thirst to follow suit as the elimination count does increase to 5. And the picks coming in through from the rest of the Falcon players. Sketch looking for the pre-fires, but will get downed. And here comes the Hitman with the DBS in hand, looking to see if they can find that CQC. From the side, the pre-fires are coming in through. The quick picks are still trying to hold on to the ends. Here comes the jump shots, finds the knock, and Hitman gonna fall back a little bit. 5 eliminations as the rest of the FALCONS now start to form up on the fight. A1 ESPORTS, they need to supply as much information as possible. Hitman getting that HP back up though. I'm looking to hold on to the fort there, but Teak out there grabbing that revive. The grenade is good. Up onto Axer and P6. I'm not going to be coming in through, at least not just yet, as Hitman doesn't have that much of a high ground advantage. Now in a 1v3 situation, if they find out that he's behind the rock, we do know how well those nades connect in this lobby. Now Hitman though getting rounded by the side there of Falcons, and that'll be a GG well played. Falcons increase that elimination count up to 9. It's quite interesting to see. They were responsible for taking out quite the number of teams, and right now they're even doing it even more. They'll be able to continue the rest of the game as a 3-man squad. Sadly, they're going to lose Puncher in the mix. But the zone getting ever so small. We see Intense Game holding a very long split on that northwestern edge. And Hyper on that southeastern edge looking to find a way into the zone, with Falcons also heading in from the south. Set them out of time before they meet up. But out here on the southern edge of Paradise, we've got Influence Kevin going up against the side there of CMF. CMF though looking to hold down the fort as they start to spray. CMFG, the Flash, looking for that knock as he's got that nade being prepped. Kayowski in a little bit of trouble as the jump shot does come through. The nade to get the confirm. I talk about a play, but from behind is going to be that Intense Game looking for a little bit of a third-party action. One player does get thirsted for CMFG, and that is not good news for them as Diego able to thread those shots through. 5 eliminations to them, and that zone does move up towards the north again, almost looking like a Paradise finish here. We're down to 7 teams. Alpha 7 looking to pull in behind the players there from RUKH Esports. Alpha 7 currently chilling in the vehicles. Senab looking to go for that scooter. Maybe not the best of options there, but here comes Eugene to spot out one of the players there. It's Carillo to fall first, and here comes the shots from the side, but Eugene falls. We're down to just the one there for RUKH Esports. Is going to be Pusher. Down to a slither of HP, getting pushed from the side, finds the DBS shots, and that is going to be Alpha 7 going out as RUKH Esports emerged victorious on that one. Down to 6 teams now. Paradise, that seems to be where everyone wants to go. That is their happening place. That is where it all happens. An Influence Rage, down to just the one player to hold down the fort. Only 1 elimination so far. But anyway, we're waiting. And this is what we really don't want, you know, to get to that point where we're just chilling. But you can just tell that many of these teams all just sending it towards that center circle as Federal looks for the fine knock. Does find the knock, but Puncher and the Falcons will hear from behind or make that AXA. Well, that's going to be a GG well played. We're down to 5 now. 10 eliminations for the side there of Falcons. As they start to push up towards the side there of RUKH Esports, they're very aware there is a team on the top of this hill. You can just see AXA pushing up little by little. RUKH Esports would be able to grab that revive quickly. And now it is a little bit of trouble on the side, south. CFMG still alive there in the Paradise Resorts, keeping 3 players alive. RUKH Esports down to just the 2. The Falcons up as a 3-man squad, looking to draw closer to the players there from RUKH Esports. Raxa, PC, and Teak just holding up. Have a little bit of a split, right? Maybe not a split, but a little bit of a spread. You know, anticipating that next zone shift, really. Down to 5. We can see Intense Game now trying to deploy all the forces there to Paradise Resorts. And everyone does seem to be moving. It's a Paradise Resort circle. Little bit of a Paradise Resorts ending. There's outskirts being in that zone too. It's an Intense Game now. Looking at those numbers, man. 15 teams, those 15 players are actually left alive. And this is stage 5. You know, it's definitely not convenient at all. It gets very tricky. You do not know where to push for the time being, because you really can't tell where the teams would be. But Intense Game very much aware of the position being held by CFMG there in Paradise, having their sights fixated on that area. Mena are also making their way into that eastern front there of Paradise Resorts, finding buildings to hold. But it's the team that are really on the south that have to find a way into the zone though. Those are the ones in trouble. And we're talking about Falcons and RUKH Esports. Those 2 teams really need to find their way towards the shores of Paradise. And it doesn't look like it's going to be an easy task to do, at least not that easy. Intense Game. Still on the outskirts though, really just watching everything that is going on here. But everyone has to play chase with the zone. 7 eliminations onto the side there of CFMG. You can tell they're holding up as the Falcons and RUKH Esports inevitably get into that skirmish. It's RUKH Esports now. looking to fall also to the side here of NIGMA, who are also doing a little bit of third-party action in this one. We're down to the final 4 as we lose RUKH eSports in all those engagements. And everyone now has to send it into Paradise Resorts. Mad Cat just holding up outside. As Adrian, it's got a little bit of an off angle there. This is where it starts to get tricky. You cannot stay outside for too long when you know there's teams on the outskirts. Paradise Resorts is a tricky place to play. A lot of angles to be played. You know, you can also get to the top of those roofs. So that doesn't even make things any better or easier. But yeah, we're looking forward to just keep going. Let's see what's up. I do see the support coming up in the chat, so do not play. Love it. Always love when that comes through. Falcons still out there on the south, though. Looking to get into the zone. 11 eliminations done already. There are 13 players alive. As I said, it does get tricky from here on out, especially if you're the IGL. Not just even the IGL, you know, the players. Because it's a tough decision to make, you know. Where do you want to go? Do you want to push? You know, especially when there's no vehicles, it becomes even harder to get across the map. And I really hope we only see this trend coming through in the map here of Sandhawk, though, because I can't even imagine how it's going to be in the map of Miramar, where we're losing teams this quickly and that early. The zone will push again, forcing Paradise out of the mix, though. Maybe not fully, though, but half of Paradise is gone. We're starting to see intense game now. Push up onto the side of NIGMA. Gonna be friendly neighbors, or maybe not so friendly neighbors. Both teams actually did participate in the America's Championships, though. And a lot of trouble, though, looking to loom out there in Paradise, though, as Koi looking to look for the knock, but the grenade, or make that IGK first. That grenade is just so good. Gets that knock now. We're down to the final 3, 8 eliminations. Side of CFMG definitely heard those shots. Doesn't look like they want a little bit of the action, though, as they continue to anticipate the outskirts there of Paradise. Looking forward to seeing if they can find teams. But I'm pretty sure at this point now, the players know that those numbers are dwindling, though. Falcons staying true to that southern edge, but they lose one player, though, to the knock. Intense game, though. They've been doing so much damage in this game. I'd really like to see how well they do with the numbers at the end. CFMG, though. They've got in 7 eliminations, which makes me understand why they're being a little quiet right now. Really, really and truly, there's no reason to be rushing. Given that I already got the knock. But that was look like intense game, though. Have all their eyes on the side there of Falcons. P6. Need to rely on that tree for the time being. But you can just tell, intense games have such control over the game right now. Because they pretty much know where the remaining 2 teams are. They're, you know, up as a full squad. They can easily just, you know, commit 2 players to each of the squads and try to see if they can at least get themselves decent more eliminations up on board. But CFMG, though, falling one after the other to the side there of Falcons, though. It's going to be a knock and an instant thirst and another knock to follow. As the Falcons now looking for a way into the zone. Tick down. Maybe not the winner chicken dinner just yet. But that action looking to get started now. It's down to the final 2 teams now. As we anticipate, Falcons just holding on to the ends, but Tick swallows the grenade. Down he goes. Axer holding up as the last player left. Up against Cello looking for the knock. DBS in the hands of Cello is just too good. And that is going to be the first chicken dinner. Or make that the second chicken dinner of the day. Going up towards the side there of intense game. Talk about a gameplay coming through from them. They played that one well. 14 eliminations that they were able to accrue in that game. And then finishing up the game with an intense chicken dinner. I'm pretty sure that is one way to go around it. And to be honest, seeing the way all the fights were happening in that game, it will be kind of hard to believe that we're able to get a game with, you know, this much eliminations. You know, intense game getting themselves eliminations up on board. I believe they got 14. You know, even the side of Falcons getting themselves elims. I think they got 11. You know, and then we saw CFMG with 7. We saw NIGMA with 5. We saw teams actually even holding up to 8 eliminations. So, you know, these are... This was a very interesting game. Seeing that we started with, you know, 16 teams, there are so much early fights that happened. Right now, at the end of the game, they were able to get themselves quite decent elims. So, you know, that is interesting stuff that we really, really love to see. That is one thing that we really enjoyed. You love to see that one, though. It was a quite interesting Sandhawk game. You know, entertainment is one thing that we're always keeping our eye out for. As we're starting to look at some head-to-head from that last game. Just give me one moment while I struggle with seeing what I can see on the screen, though. But then it was pretty much high octane play that we saw here in the map of Sandhawk. It was pretty much trouble all the way from the beginning. And well, to be honest, fun is what we came here to have. And really, it's just it's actually just such a nice one, though. But I really enjoyed my one in this game, and well, there's 3 more games to go for the rest of the day. So you want to make sure that you're keeping your eye out, staying in the chat, sharing that stream. I know it says unlisted, but I guess we're gonna be sending it to a break now. But yeah, I know that we're looking at a little bit of the head-to-head that was going on between Intense Game and Falcons White. So we did see 14 eliminations from the side of Intense as compared to Falcons White 11. And then we've got 4 assists coming in through from Intense Game with 7 from the side of Falcons. And really, Intense Game really got the hang of this one. I like the fact that they were able to get themselves control over that northern side of that zone. Anyway, as I said, we're looking at such gameplay from both teams. You know, it was Intense Game on the north and Falcons there on the south. That was just one very good game. The damage numbers, though, coming in through, did say it was a quiet game where we saw a lot of action, though. You know, with CFMG also doing their own work. Saw them in Paradise Resorts taking a whole lot of fights. They pulled in for the third party. It worked out well for them. A1, unfortunately, going out early to the side of Falcons, but we also did see N Hyper pull up the number of eliminations. Got themselves quite decent eliminations right off the bat, straight off of landing, and then they were able to get themselves one extra one. I like the fact that they made it into Paradise Resorts at least quite early. It was a play that I wasn't really expecting for them, but they actually did go into Paradise Resorts and they were able to hold on to their end. So that was interesting stuff to see. But anyway, how's the damage numbers all across board? The leaderboards, or make that the match rankings, though, is what we've got on the screen. As we see all the 16 teams that pulled up to the game. NASR ESPORTS, SPG and Loops, not quite fortunate enough to get themselves elims or even any points up on board. But anyway, we do see Falcons White in second, CFMG in third, and IPA in fourth. The players there from A1 and B in fifth, RUKH Sports in sixth, NB Sports in seventh, Genesis Esports in eighth with 3 points. And really, it was such a, I can't even call it a top-heavy game, really, because, you know, we pretty much saw so much fights that was going. Every team did seem to be in their own engagement. So it was nice stuff to see. But yeah, talk about a way to play. I believe we have the overall leaderboards next now. As we just looking at how the teams did. This is just the leaderboards of how they did in these previous games. But Intense Game, 24 points to put up on board yesterday. Or from yesterday, we saw Intense Game out there in ninth position with 16 points. So you can just tell that these guys have stepped up the game for the time being, because, you know, this is more points than they got throughout the entirety of yesterday. And that is just good stuff that we love to see. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in. There's going to be 3 more games to go, so do not touch that dial, do not go anywhere. I'll be back with more 8-hour Stars Cup action. I'll see you soon.
Gentlemen in the mix.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 8-Hour Stars Cup. We just saw Sandhawk be an absolute cracker of a game. And now we're about to witness even more out here in the map here of Myanmar as we've got our teams locked and loaded. We already see that playing path. 16 teams in here, 59 players. We're missing a couple of teams and a couple of players. But we do not mind. We will be fine. See what I did there? Of course you see what I did there. But anyway, that playing path looking towards that western side again. It was western on the first game. Now it is western again in this game. So we'd already start to see everyone jumping off of the plane. And to be honest, I hope not to see, or I hope to not see, you get it. I just do not want to see that hot drop situation happening out here on the map here of Myanmar. Myanmar is very big. It's not going to be it wouldn't finish as quickly as the Sandhawk game finished. So that being said, welcome to the map here of Myanmar. I'm looking forward to seeing this one. We're already starting to see teams, hop off the plane, get to their, preferred location. We're already looking forward we're already looking at some of these teams not being in a hot drop, so that's good to see. Falcons out there being in Valley de Mar. The zone pushes up towards that north. Well, it's a little bit central though, yeah, so I would say it's one of the central circles, but given that the playing path was way towards that western side, it's not the best of zones for these teams to play with, and we're already starting to see a little bit of fight. It's Alpha 7. Good to get started. It does look like there's quite a number of teams out there in La Cabrera. Alpha 7 out there in El Pozo in their own engagement. The rest of the teams just looking for vehicles, trying to make their way into their preferred locations. As we're starting to wait, we're starting to see all these fights go on. And well, what we didn't want there in Sandhawk does look like what we'll be seeing out here in the map here of Myanmar, though, as we're already starting to see, fights and ensue all over the place. Gladiators find themselves in a little bit of a skirmish out there in La Cabrera area of the map. Influence came in, find themselves there, or Influence Rage find themselves also there. Players there from 7th Element are also in that vicinity, so you can tell that it's quite a number of teams that are actually going up against themselves. And Alpha 7 though, really looking to clear out every team out, to clear out the team with them out there in El Pozo as they get themselves 4 eliminations to boot. None of their players was lost. Mafioso did get revived, and El Pozo would remain for Alpha 7 for the time being. But then we still have the 3 teams out there in La Cabrera, up there in Los Leones, down there in Los Leones. We still have players there from Raw and A1 looking to be close to each other. But it's Los Leones. I would expect that they might be able to come to a resolve, maybe not fight, but who knows? They might not. I really hope they don't. Because I said, we're trying to save yourself for the late game, really. Get yourself into those final game or final circles. Make sure you know what it feels like. Make sure you can play under, that pressure. That's one thing that we're looking forward to. And yeah, after this game, there'll be one more game before we call it a night. Maybe call it a day. Whichever one, whatever you call it, we might be calling it that. But before we start anticipating that, let's just keep watching this and see what happens. This is still the first circle. The Gladiators fight already looking to get started there up towards the north. 7th Element just moving around as one of their players does get knocked. So now they'd have to push up, trying to support the team. trying to support the player though. The odds of the revive, I do not know. Just look at that player is upstairs, so that revive will be possible. But the Gladiators on the other side of the road, it's going to be hard for them to, you know, really push over or cross to the other side of the road. That's where it starts to get tricky, you know. Well, yeah, shots coming in through. That's a very nice play coming in through from Federal with the M249. We call it a squad wiper for a reason. As he's able to find 2 knocks coming in through from the side. The Gladiators, though, completing the sandwich, though. Getting yet another knock onto the side of 7th Element, and Divine falls. And the Gladiator and Influence Rage combo does look to play out well, but Influence Rage now suffering the huge side of the brunt. As the Gladiators are not stopping anytime soon. They do find one of the players there in Federal, who's been knocked and thirsted immediately. Kayowski looking for a little bit of a trade, but it's not going to be happening. The Gladiators holding a very, very long split out there. So they're looking for a little bit of off angles. It's a 3v4 right now out here in La Cabrera. Influence Rage able to get themselves 2 eliminations. The Gladiators with 3. Was a little bit of a combo up against the players there from the 7th Element, and that's definitely not what, you know, they would want, you know, especially going into the tournament here. You want to make sure you're trying to get as many points as possible, because I said after today there's only one more day left really, so you want to make sure that you're making the most out of the games that you have today. You cannot wait for tomorrow. You know, gonna try to capitalize, maximize the amount of points that you're able to get there. But it's a relatively slower start for the map there of Miramar, which is what I wanted. 13 teams left. We lost 3 already, but I guess we can work with that as we anticipate the rotations that will be coming in through from the rest of the teams. And right now, starting to see a little bit of shots coming in through. A couple of self-nades also coming in. But it does look like the players there from Raw will find themselves out. And now we're down to 12 teams. Influence Rage still out there in La Cabrera. And I think this is where they might want to start speeding things up. Because we do know Gladiators to be one of those teams that likes to rotate late. So right now it wouldn't really affect the Gladiators, because normally we don't really see them going for early rotations, right? But, you know, right now being out here with Influence Rage being one of those teams that would like to rotate, I'm pretty sure they would enjoy rotating earlier than instead of chilling here. Alpha 7 though, really realizing that there's going to be a little bit of a hot drop there though, looking to play Gatekeeper, as we see them just lurking around the outskirts there on that northwestern side of the circle. And that is pretty much an interesting play that is coming through from the players there from Alpha 7, not gonna lie. You know, anticipating that there will be at least a hot drop here, and just standing around in the outskirts waiting for, you know, them to move out, you know. But anyway, I can see a lot of people here for A1 Esports, of course. Zer, the purple team. See the Purple Hearts. Love to see that one there. The Gladiators, as I said, 3 eliminations up to their name. Kitsune on 2. TXT seem to be having the last elimination there. And that blue zone already starting to push though. And this is where it starts to get tricky, right? But anyway, we're not going to be talking about this northern fight, at least not for now. Rotations are we're already starting to see across the map. RUKH Esports still out there in Villa de Mal, Cruz de Valley. You know, RUKH Esports being that team that we know from the African region. I know personally, don't really like to go for those early rotations. Right now, seeing that they're already in that first circle, I really wouldn't say they like this one, but at the same time, they do not like it. You know, they're just chilling on that edge. They will be on the edge for the time being. You know. Probably stay on that edge side, stay there, at least stay there till that next zone does pop off, you know? And we're waiting for that next zone. The next zone does center up quite nicely. It's a very small zone, you know, a very, very hard shift if you ask me, as everyone has to now cram themselves into that circle. The blue zone is going to start to damage now, because the players there from Influence Rage are drenched deeply in it. Alpha 7 also finds some of their players in there, looking for a lead on that third party. And I think now this is where it starts to get uncomfortable for whichever team is out here in La Cabrera, because it's a situation of you either have to leave or you have to take that fight as quickly as possible and finish it, because you really cannot waste too much time. And that is what is going on here as we start to see the gladiators clearing from building to building. And I think they can already start to tell that, you know, this is where this player is. Trying to isolate the players. At least they know it for one. They're up against a 3-man team, you know. They did take out some of the players there from 7th Element. So they know that 7th Element is all done. They're down to just the remaining team here. They did get a knock onto one of Influence Rage. So they know that it's just 3 left for Influence Rage. It's now a question of when do they want to push. And you can tell that one of the gladiators is quite close, right? Close to the players there from Influence Rage. And I think it's Matic. Looking to just be downstairs. They're almost sharing the same building. And even Kitsune has a little bit of company there. Just trying to make sure all the angles are covered there. Matic now ticking HP going down. A little too early. Kayowski just holding up. And but this is one of those fights that you just know it's not going to work out for anyone, right? You just know that there's no point to it. And I'm pretty sure both teams actually realize that there really is no point taking this fight. But none of these teams are looking to take that initiative to leave. You can tell that they just want to fight it out. And this is where we start to talk about the bragging rights, you know? Just want to make sure that so you can say you're the one that won this. But Alpha 7, they're already looking to come through for the third party of the century as Revo finds that knock up onto Meku. The instant thirst to follow suit also. So that kind of makes things easier for the side of Influence Rage, but makes things a little bit tricky for the players there from Gladiators, you know, because Gladiators were already skeptical about going for that push to get started with. And now with one of their players getting taken out, this is where it starts to get tricky. Alpha 7 though, 5 eliminations up on board. And it's even interesting to see that they're still in the blue zone looking for more. You know, that's one elimination onto one of the sides there. I believe now is the time that they can decide to leave the situation, you know, try to prioritize the zone more. So as I said, that next zone was pretty much hard. Did go up towards that northwestern side. But the Gladiators looking to get started though with Kitsune. Getting that one knock. NIGMA also somewhere in the center of the circle getting started with A1 Esports. Matic finding another player there from Influence Rage. And Influence Rage now down to the final 2 players in Law and Kayowski. To hold down the fort for them. Alpha 7 still resuming with their rotations. Here Kitsune did find themselves that knock. Definitely looking at the player there on the top of the roof. Trying to play that one as safely as possible. Law stands up, tries to take the shots. But the HP bar getting drenched from the off angle coming through from Matic. Kitsune gets that memo though, but the heals need to come through from both teams. And Law still holding up there. And do not be mistaken, there is fights going on elsewhere, but right now in the blue zone, Law still looking for more of the shots, but still losing so much HP. Law overextends, falls. It's now down to the one in Kayowski. They're aware of that position as Kitsune constantly supplying that information. Even Tixi keeping the tabs there on Kayowski on that left-hand side, making sure that escape is not possible. And here comes the push. Tixi from the side, watching that HP bar drench, and there goes more. Kayowski going for the pre-fire, not gonna stop. The jump shot coming through from Tixi finds the elimination. 6 eliminations as Gladiators remain on top out here in La Cabrera. Now here comes the tricky part, how to get out of La Cabrera, moving into other parts of the zone. But I do not know how quickly we can switch. There is an intense game currently in the fights there on the south with the players there from Falcons. We did see both teams go against each other in that first game to grab themselves to battle for the chicken dinner. But right now, it is looking like the battle for the domination on the south coming through from Intense Game and Falcons. It does look like Falcons have been reduced to 2 though. It's currently a 2v3 fights that is going on. The Gladiators having at least one bike to use, you know, trying to get out of there. And to be honest, if I were to be that last player there from Influence Rage, instead of trying to find the thirst or trying to find the knock, I would have just, you know, shut the tire of the bike, you know, making sure that they have, even if they do take me out, they have no way or no means of getting back into the zone. You know, that is these are the kind of plays you want to embark on. But out there on the south though, still see Falcons holding up. Alpha 7 still on that northwestern edge. It does look like they might have a little bit of trouble with RUKH Esports. RUKH Esports being one of those teams that I know like to fight on that northern side. Mafioso already finding the first knock though. Not going to be helpful for them. And RUKH Esports looking to condense that split a little bit as we see the remaining of their players get themselves into vehicles. But they do not have that high ground advantage though. And this happens to be around the water treatment of the map, which is not too fun to play. It does look like RUKH Esports though. Now getting isolated one after the other though, as Pusha now getting isolated by the remainder of the players there from Alpha 7. Revo still driving around and the shots is being fired though to his position, but Revo is going to stop to pop. 7 eliminations for Alpha 7 though, and can already tell that they're looking to have more fun. That is a grenade coming through from the side of Pusha. Explodes in the sky, would not be able to find any knock just yet, but Alpha 7 though, finding themselves quite a great angles as that blue zone continues to move now. He's about to close up. And Pusha anticipating that movement coming in through. The shots are coming in through, looking for the trace. Damage is done, and it's down to just the one more. But Pusha falls as Mafioso doesn't miss. Especially when we start to talk about those long range. Pusha down now for the side of RUKH Esports. The revive not quite looking too possible now, as this is currently stage 4. The Gladiators would go out to the hands there of Genesis Esports. They do get taken out on that western front. Intense game also going out on the south though, as Falcons were match victorious this time. We're down to the final 9 teams. Couple of interesting places left to play in the zone. NASR finding themselves in 1. And Alpha 7 taking total dominance of that northern side, anticipating playing gatekeep for the players there from RUKH Esports. And this is where it starts to get tricky for RUKH Esports. They're down by 1 more player though, it's Pusher. And now they're down to 2 in Rami and Default to hold down the fort. And Alpha 7, a lot of scouting being done really. And they know where the players there from NASR are. And that is pretty much a play that I commend. Rami though, is currently being spotted there by Carrillo. You know, pretty much gathering a lot of information though. It's the IGL for the team, so really, you don't understand why he has so much information as to what is going on in the game. NASR just holding up to that central position. A1 Esports also towards that center, but a little bit towards the south. Genesis Esports out there chilling on the western front. Pass there from Atomic though and Raw. Still out there on that east. As RUKH Esports looking for a little bit of redemption though. Just find the knock onto the side of Alpha 7. For Romanian, oh sorry, I don't know if it is Raw, if it is 4 Romanian boys. Man. We'll keep an eye out there. We do see the players there from Raw looking to push up. And Hyper does happen to be the one currently getting pushed though. So it's like there's a lot of trouble that is going on there. One player would fall for the side of Raw. NASR Esports just watching from the background. Waits that zone shift. I was watching a little bit of plays coming through from NASR there though. But anyway, and Hyper down to the last player in Koi who does fall. That's going to be Hacienda del Patron, currently being controlled by REINCE Esports, also known as Raw. They're the ones I've been calling Raw all day. But it's REINCE Esports, or REINCE, or REINCE. You know what? I'm just going to stick with REINCE, you know, for the time being. But REINCE remaining on top there in Hacienda del Patron, holding that eastern front. Alpha 7 completely clearing out the side there of RUKH Esports on the north. And I see 40 in the chat. Hey 40, how are you doing? And I've said I'm a big fan, but I'm getting there. Anyway, Alpha 7 with 9 eliminations though. Looking to have done the most work here. They seem to unlock something out here in the map here of Miramar. And that zone now about to shift one more time. And Genesis Esports currently really looking for something to do. Waiting and hoping for that zone to push towards their ends. As they start to take a couple of shots towards Alpha 7 though, Top G able to find that one knock. And that zone does set up quite nicely. It's going to be A1 Esports and NASR Esports to be thankful for that one. I know. Fortunately, we missed that clutch there coming through from P6. But hey, still see the Falcons alive though, holding up on that southern edge of things. Down to just 3 players, so they're holding up quite nice. But anyway, CFMG get into the zone. Something about CFMG seems very, very familiar, right? It's almost like I know this team. Were they? You know what? I'm not going to say my thoughts that are currently going up right now. Okay, I'm just gonna keep it to me. But anyway, Falcons now We saw them inch so close to a chicken dinner in that Sandhawk game. But right now, they were able to take out an intense game. Who stood in their way, though, for the chicken dinner in the last game? So, you know, seeing them take them out now, it's almost like, okay, this was the squad that took us out earlier, you know, and now we've taken them out. So it's a tit for tat. Now they're feeling more confident, you know. Miramar being one of the strongest maps there for the Falcons, you know. Seeing the Falcons enjoy that map the most. We saw them really show us what they were capable of doing out there in the PMWI. You know, we saw them win almost all Miramar games that they were involved in. And that is just a very admirable play. I mean, not just because of it is admirable, but also because of the fact that they're from Africa, you know. Or they represent the Africa region, you know, putting a little bit of EXP up on board, or XP up on board. But still, it was such a nice showing. And seeing that they're in the PMGC this year, I'm really looking forward to seeing how Team Falcons will perform in that PMGC. Let me know what you think in the chat, really. You know, how do you think Falcons are going to fare in PMGC? We saw them last year actually make it, I believe they made it to last chance. You know, so let's see. This year, will they be able to make it into the final straight? Left to me, I think they can. Doing quite well of recent. It's admirable plays that we've been seeing from them. And let me know which of these teams are you looking forward to in the PMGC, you know? I was looking at the groups there of PMGC. Really, I do not know. I don't know what group I can call the group of death, because all the groups really look like group of deaths to me, you know? They're just filled with like a lot of teams. Like, I'm looking at the teams that are in all the groups and I'm like, whoa, this is going to be tough, you know? But let me know in the chat though. I know many people do say Group Green is the group of that, you know, but I don't know. Group Red was looking quite scary, and even the yellow group was also looking scary too, you know. Especially seeing the teams that actually did qualify to those groups coming through from the European Championships, right? And also the PMRC, the Japan versus, oh sorry, the China versus SEA. You know, that just changed the dynamics of things. But I'm going to leave that talk for later. We do see Falcons in another engagement, though. This time on the Western Front with the side of Genesis Esports. Genesis Esports down to 2. As West Carry and Top G looking to hold down the fort for the rest of the team. A1 and B looking to do a little bit of third-party action as the Falcons are now down to 2 in Tikan's P6. And 40, you're in the chat. Is it P6 or is it Psych? You know, I really would like to know, right? Like, is it P6? How do you pronounce his name? If it is P6, I want you to write P and number 6. If it is Psych, I want you to put out PSI, you know, KE or something. But just something, how to pronounce the name, really. I feel like I've been getting it wrong, but at the same time, I feel like I've been getting it right. So is it P6 or is it Psych? Let me know. Hopefully you reply. Hopefully you hear this. But Falcons, though, 4 eliminations. They're holding up on that Western Front. We do see Teak out there in the center of the circle. NASR Esports still alive in this one. Not really sure how many eliminations they have so far. They need to be quiet. But out there on that southeastern, or sorry, make that the southwestern edge, we do have you know, REINCE Esports or REINCE. Oh my God, I'm sorry. But we don't have REINCE Esports looking to finish off the rest of the players there from I forget what team it was, but ultimately they did finish the fight. It does look like it's the players here from Genesis Esports doing the most work in this game. It was previously Alpha 7, but we've actually seen Alpha 7 get eliminated, you know. With Alpha 7 out, they did do quite the number. I believe they were up to like 9 or 10 eliminations before they went out. So right now it is Genesis Esports just looking to wreak havoc on the lobby. We're down to the final 5 teams. 15 players still left alive. Exciting to see those rotations coming through Top G. And this is what I'm saying. Even Genesis Esports kind of see. You know what? I'm not gonna bother about it. They're Genesis Esports. They're Genesis Esports. Whether I know the name or I don't know the names, they are Genesis Esports. But were they Genesis Esports? I do not know. P6 though, taking a nade there from the side of A1 Esports. It's A1 getting that grenade to land up onto the side of P6 there on the south. It also looked like NASR heard a little bit of the shots though, so NASR already pushing towards that end also. REINCE Esports is also somewhere in the side as Rainbow does get knocked down. Looks like it's a lot of nades coming in through from NASR. That's a sexy one from Xenox to find yet another knock. But the side there of Rainbow, or sorry, make that REINCE, they're not resting, they're not relenting. Xenox still very low on HP now. And we see another grenade being prepped up towards his position now, and it's a good one to find the knock. The revive will come through from the side of REINCE Esports, already up to 9 eliminations though, and they might just continue up on that push. You know what? They don't need to. As that will be the entirety of NASR getting taken out instantly there. Now the side of REINCE have to face off against Alpha 7, or sorry, make that against A1NB. As A1NB has just been in that outskirts watching all these fights go on. I'm just trying to see the pronunciation of the name. It is REINCE. 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 I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna stop right now. Apologies. But hey, we're down to the final 4 teams. Zone is getting smaller and smaller. We have a little bit of Hacienda del Patrono. Actually make that a little bit of the northern edge of oh, that's a good nade. This has to be a good nade. This has to be a knock. He's not going the knock there. And the players there from REINCE, they're just trying to scour, trying to run, but little do they know, this angle being held by K9, it's just too good. The nades are landing, and here comes the push. Sinister coming in from the side, but more grenades currently landing from the side of K9, and the nades are still landing. The revive is looking to come through, but those nades not quite finding the knock now. Another Molotov to follow now as K9 currently exposed to the players there from REINCE, and I do not know one way or the other. REINCE just refused to lose players, because I really do not know how they did not go out there. But anyway, we do have a little bit of third-party action now. The Genesis Esports find themselves one knock there. Players there from REINCE having been forced now to go for a revive, another revive. You know, having players lost to the knocks right now. It's almost like all eyes on the players there from REINCE. REINCE. Oh my god, I need to stop. But yeah, another revive coming in through. The blue zone also coming in hot. They'll have to grab that revive quickly. They still have one vehicle in commission now. We're starting to see them smoke up, and I think it's going to be a crash up onto the side there of A1NP that they want to do there. Genesis Esports down to just the 2, and we can already see Master Ichi pushing up towards the side here of Teak, and Teak is going to stand up to find this knock real soon, as Ichi just trying to find himself a knock. Here comes the shot there from Puncher, the player down to 1 HP. Or make that Teak. Teak has done so much work, and Master Ichi feeling very, very confident there, goes for the push and finds the knock, finds the confirm. That'll be a GG well played. REINCE also go out in the meanwhile. 11 eliminations to Genesis Esports, and now they're in a 2v2 situation. They are the only team that has the zone, but AI, or sorry, make that A1 Esports, looking to grab a revive onto their players though before they continue up on this fight. And here comes Top G though, definitely aware of this fight that is going on, threads the grenade through. And it's a good nade to land, but not any good nade to find any damage though. It's now a 3v2 situation. But the players there from Genesis Esports, they know they have the zone. You know the players there from A1 Esports would have to move. And that is what they're just watching again. Looking forward to watch them move. And Top G still holding up on that off angle to the edge. Waiting peacefully for this team to make their exits. But they can just move from buildings to buildings. There's quite a lot of space for the players there from A1 Esports to play with. And with the numbers advantage that they have, it's only going to make things, you know, more hard for the side of Genesis Esports. As Genesis is just waiting, awaiting the moves. Master Ichi has got an off angle. And it's just waiting to see if the players there from A1 Esports are going to leave. They just await that one. The smoke's now currently being deployed by A1 Esports. Master Ichi watching that move, trying to spray into the smoke to find a couple of knocks, but none to be found, at least not just yet. Master Ichi looking to move now, but that is not the play. K9 spots that player on the move, does a lot of damage now. And I believe that is the entry. That is the advantage that the side there of A1 Esports just need. Master Aichi, a little bit of an overextend coming in through as K9 now starts to move, but the shots coming in from behind. RUKH looking for a little bit of a knock, but cannot find any. Sinister though peeks out, finds that beautiful knock, and there is no trade for the time being. Genesis Esports in a lot of trouble. RUKH's position is definitely exposed, but out to the final zone. And there is no way this revive is going to come through. But hey, RUKH has found himself a vehicle. Groza in the hand. 2 grenades also to work with. Molotov down to the stairs to look for a little bit of a knock. But not quite able to find any though. Trying to buy himself a little bit of time. That's a good grenade. Does a little bit of damage. But the Molotov preventing the move. But it's the DBO. Sorry, make that the Groza in the hands there of RUKH. Good for 1, make that 2. But from behind, will get spotted. A1 Esports overshadow Genesis with the number. And they get themselves the second chicken dinner of the day. It almost looked like they were going to lose it for a quick moment. But they stayed true to their cause. Not relenting, not giving up. Making sure they stay towards the end. And that is such a play. That was such a play coming through from the side of A1 Esports. So close there. Really close for the side of RUKH. Almost got that clutch. It was in a 1v3. And he did get 2. That Groza is such a devastating weapon. Tearing out the players there from A1 Esports, but A1 remaining on top, getting themselves that chicken, and I love to see that one. Genesis Esports did quite a lot of work, but second place is what they would have to go for, settle for in this game. A1 Esports holding up with what? That is 9 eliminations coming through their name. Or sorry, make that REINCE with 9 eliminations. And we see the side there of FALCONS also getting themselves elims. Beautiful plays coming in through. Actually, FALCONS finishing with 4 elims. Side of NASR also doing 2. CFFG in 6th place with none. Alpha 7 in 7th place with what is that? 5, 9 eliminations. NIGMA in 8th with 1. RUKH Esports in 9th with no eliminations to their name. The Gladiators getting an early engagement there. They got 6 eliminations before going out in 10th. INTENCE game going out to that wonderful clutch coming in through from P6 so go out in 11th with 1. Influence Rage in 12th with 2. Side there of Team QUESO only coming in with 1 player though, only able to get to 13th position. And then we do have NPES finishing 15th with none. And SPG finishing 16th with no eliminations. And really, SPG, this is not what I would have expected from you. But Snowix, if you're watching, come on. I know you can do this. That is something that, I know they're really, really capable of doing. But ladies and gentlemen, that was the that is the 3rd game of the day. Remember, once again, we did miss the 1st game. This is the 3rd game that we've just watched. So you know what it means? It means we've got 1 more game of Erangel left before we complete today. But that being said, I will be right back with more of the 8-hour Stars Cup action. See you guys in Erangel. Do not go anywhere.
Most of the money to pay off with. I told him he was a sucker, but it looks like I got here too late. Most of the money to pay off with. I told him he was a sucker, but it got here too late. I lent most of the money to pay off with. I told him he was a sucker. But it looks like I got here too late. I lent him most of the money to pay off with. I told him he was a sucker. But it looks like I got here too late.
Gentlemen in the mix.
Ah. Welcome back to the 8 Stars Cup. The name is Crowns. I'm saying, I don't know if you can see to my face, probably I'm still smiling.
But okay, now I'm no longer smiling. Anyway, but that being said, so unfortunately, that's going to be the end of the day right now. We had 3 games today. Unfortunately, we're only able to watch 2, but I'm just glad that we're able to watch, Sandhawk and Miramar today. So that is just good news for me. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to keep an eye out on 8R Star Scorp or 8R Organization's Instagram, just so you can see that tomorrow is the final days, and this time I am telling you there will be 5 games tomorrow. So be sure to pull up tomorrow, same time, same place, and we'll be able to watch and see which one of these teams would emerge victorious and take home that trophy. But once again, I apologize for the inconvenience today. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for your time. And that being said, my name is Grounds. I'll see you guys tomorrow in the rest of the 8R Star Scorp. Bye-bye.